Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to the Fangoria Movie Challenge. This is a segment I do with my good buddy Joe the Horror Man, where we're not only going to watch, but also review all 101 movies Fangoria thinks we should have seen. Today, we'll be talking about The Night Flier. The Night Flier is a 1997 film which runs approximately 94 minutes and is directed by Mark Plavia. Now, he was responsible for Fender Bender, which I absolutely loved, and One Short. Now, this stars Miguel Ferrer as Richard Dees. Now, he passed away on January 19th, 2017, at the age of 61. Now, I did look this up, and it was throat cancer, which is such a shame, such a talented actor. He was in Traffic, RoboCop, and Iron Man 3, just to name a few. Julie Entwistle as Catherine Blair. She was in and Out. And Dan Monahan as Merton Morum. He was in Porky's 1 through 3, From the Hip, and Up the Creek. Now, the budget on this was $1 million, and it had a worldwide gross of $125,000. And they only had 30 days to shoot the film and brought it in a day early, which I thought was pretty cool. The Night Flier is a fantastic film and one I still think a lot of people haven't seen. Joe and I actually talked about this. I didn't really want to spoil anything, but to be honest, the cover kind of spoils it all. And that's a shame, I guess. This was an HBO Films presentation, and this is about an investigative reporter named Richard Dees, which, of course, the joke Dees Nuts reared its ugly head a few times during our conversation. So Richard Dees is an investigative reporter who's kind of seen it all, done it all. He's been around for a long time, and he's a bit jaded as a human being. He's not a very nice person, and he's kind of a backstabbing piece of crap, kind of. But he gets tired of the stories that they're offering him at his paper. He wants to do something worthwhile. And he gets a partner which he refuses to work with, which is played by Julie Entwistle. Of course, he's always leaving her behind and treating her badly. He comes across a story about a bunch of people who have been killed at these airports up and down the eastern seaboard. Now, we're talking, of course, and this is what I love about it, because this was based on a short story, and they refer to Derry, Maine in it. That's where it started. And they go down to Baltimore, which is, where I'm from, or Maryland. And not Baltimore, but Maryland. I can't remember the name of the airport. North Carolina. So it's all along the eastern seaboard, New York. And he's following, because this investigative reporter also has his own plane and a way of flying. So he thinks it's a serial killer, but comes to find out it is actually a vampire who flies this black plane that he's constantly looking for, and no one seems to know anything about it. It's almost like he's hypnotized them in order to forget, the people who have been lucky enough to see him and has lived. I love this film. This film has been on my top 20 vampires list for as long as I can remember. Of course, it goes up and down when I watch new vampire films, but this has always been a mainstay. It's a fantastic, completely underrated vampire film, which I don't understand why we haven't gotten a Blu-ray of this yet. I'm not going to rant and rave, but it just kind of doesn't make sense to me, because while it's not as obscure as it once was, it is still pretty hard to find, and there are a lot of people who haven't seen it. This is a slow burn, and this is one of the things I wanted to touch upon. This movie is a slow burn, but because I know there's a lot of people out here who get tired of slow burns. To me, I love slow burns, but the payoff has to be there, and this movie probably has the best payoff of almost any slow burn I've ever seen, with maybe the exception of The House of the Devil from Ty West, because that's a slow burn too. But this has an amazing, amazing payoff at the end, and I don't want to get into it. It's atmospheric, it's severely bloody, and it's just a fantastic, fantastic vampire film. Now, I did learn something from Joe. I hope he says it in his review as well. But there's actually a UK cut, which really surprised me, which is bloodier. It shows a little bit more of the gore. Kind of surprised about that one. Now, of course, we talked about it, and I think that Scream Factory would be perfect to release this as long as they release both cuts. Now, I'm going to do my relatable recommendation. The Central Park Drifter. I was really late to the party with this one, but this is a fantastic film, also known as Night Shift, I believe. It's just, Graveyard Shift, I'm sorry, Graveyard Shift, it says it right there, because I'm a dummy, yeah. But this is from Shriek Show, and it comes on a 3-pack. I believe you can probably buy it separately. This movie's fantastic, and of course it's also about a vampire. They made a second one, which I still haven't seen, but I look forward to it because this is really good. Not quite as good as the Night Flier. Night Flier is something special, and I still do believe it is 100% underrated. Don't forget to check out what Joe's review and see what he picks for a relatable recommendation. And if you like what you see and hear, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.